Hi there. My name is Holly Haynes, and I am a business strategist who helps you build a full-time business on part-time schedule. And I'm so excited to introduce you to our brand new live CEO Week series right here on the Crush the Rush podcast. So for those of you who are new, CEO Week is my framework for building a successful business while working just 8 hours a week, even with a full-time job. And we've had over 1,000 people already take my original CEO Week challenge, which you can learn more at hollymariehaynes.com/CEO Week. But for the next month, this entire podcast is dedicated to helping you design your dream schedule. So in each episode, I'm going to walk you through 3 key shifts that you can make to turn your dream into a reality, including focusing on what truly you can do to move the needle in your business and bring in more income, attract the right clients through channels that work for you and not just random social media blasts, and prioritize what matters most, whether or not it's work, family, personal time, or all of the above. So the goal is to create a long-term plan that supports your vision and keeps you from burning out so you have the energy to grow and scale your business the way that you've always dreamed. So I can't wait for you to dig in. We're going to talk about how to do it, what to do, all the shifts that you need to make, and provide you with a framework that you can implement right now. CEO Day is all about taking control of your business and what works for you. But I know change can be tough, which is why we created the Crush the Rush Club. It is a supportive community where you can implement CEO Week together. We'll share the struggles, the wins, and hold each other accountable. And right now, you can join the Crush the Rush Club at a special 50% discount. This is your chance to design your dream schedule and build a business that fits your life. So just head on over to hollymariehaynes.com/CEO Week and use the code CEO bonus to join us. Now is the perfect time to prioritize both your business goals and your family goals. And I can't wait for you to join us for this live series. Welcome back to this week's Pep Talk and our very special series on CEO Week. And for those of you who are new, CEO Week is my framework for building a successful business while working just 8 hours a week, even with a full-time job. And so far, over 3,000 people have taken the original CEO Week challenge, and you can too. Just head on over to hollymariehaynes.com/CEO Week. But as a special treat for you, for the next month, this entire podcast is dedicated to helping you design your dream schedule. So in each episode, I'm going to be walking you through 3 key shifts you can take to turn that dream into a reality. And the shifts are really focusing on what truly moves the needle for your business and bringing in income, helping you attract the right clients through the right channels that work for you and not just random social media blasts, and prioritizing what matters most, whether it's work or family or personal time. And the goal is to create a long-term plan that supports your vision and keeps you from burning out. So you'll have the energy to grow and scale in a business that you've always dreamed of. Sound good? So our first shift, last episode, 446, was all about finding your focus, right? So we covered how to implement a CEO day that actually works and not just a fluffy get your nails done and massage day, but you can also do that, but we're going to do this too. So today we're talking about shift number 2, which is Instagram is not a business strategy. You knew I was going to cover this topic, but we're going to cover it in a little bit of a different way. So here's what most people do when they go to scale their business. Answer yes, nod your head if you're listening in your car, if any of these apply to you. So number 1, maybe you spend a lot of time scrolling, looking for answers like, oh my gosh, this isn't working. Somebody has clearly done it before. The second part is true. Yes, they've done it before, but you don't have to scroll to get to the answers. Number 2, maybe your entire business is based on what you post next, right? And then you worry like, no one purchased. I only got 2 likes. What do I do? We've all been there. Maybe you're nervous that you have no other way to build authority. You're like, what do I do if I don't post on social? So you start to feel overwhelmed. You don't know where else to go. And you're like, well, everyone else is posting. I should too. Maybe I should just boost a post, right? Has anyone done that? And you're like, will it work? Then you spend more money and then all your free time goes to social and it's an instant time suck. So The first phase of busting this myth is knowing that number one, not every week is the same in your business. And number two, Instagram is not a business strategy, but we're going to focus on the first one first. So in the previous episode, we chatted about what phase of business are you in, right? Like, what are you doing to do client attraction? What are you doing to work on sales? What are you doing to nurture your current clients, right? So we had a whole section where we were talking about like, well, what specific actions are you taking? So the CEO Week framework focuses on picking one goal for the week, and then your strategy follows. So hang with me for a minute. When you're thinking about your strategy to ultimately attract new clients and make more sales, instead of going right to social media and being like, what should I post? Which most of us do. I want you to ask yourself these questions, and I want you to write them down. And then this week, your homework is, I want you to share with me what they are, right? So look at your metrics. Look at all the metrics you can get your hands on. What do your social data tell you? What does your email data tell you? What do your clients tell me? Reuse what worked well. If something worked really well, keep doing it. Keep doing it till it stops working, right? I kind of mentioned this in the first one, but ask for feedback. What do your client testimonials say? Most likely, they're going to tell you what the next step is, right? They're going to tell you what they're craving. They're going to tell you what they love. They're going to tell you what you're good at. Ask. All you have to do is ask. Number three, what do you enjoy sharing? When you look back, right? This is like a whole look back analysis. When you look back, what do you actually enjoy doing? Do more of that, because when you are aligned with what you do, it feels so good. Like, I am excited to talk about CEO Week for 3 whole podcast episodes. And I've been talking about it for 4 years and it still excites me. So what do you enjoy sharing? And then we talked about it a little bit in last week's episode in 446, but what are you eventually going to ask for? What are you selling? What are your calls to action? If you are going to post on social, which is totally okay, like, have a strategy behind it so that you know what you're asking for and you're not just posting to post. So the goal is to go through these questions so that you have data to support what is working. What do you like to do? Then you create a strategic plan based on your goal, and then you're setting the goal and you're working backwards on how to do it. So if you're still with me, you might be asking, well, how do I actually implement it, right? Well, that's where theme days comes in, which is the whole sort of bread and butter of CEO Week, which again, you can join by going to hollymaryhaynes.com/CEO Week. But last episode, we talked about that the number one thing that you should do when creating your ideal CEO week is to create a CEO day, right? CEO day is a theme day, right? Remember, a theme can simply be 1 hour of focus. It doesn't have to be the entire day. So we created a CEO day to plan it and dream it, right? Now we're going to use the rest of the days of the week to create themes to actually do it. So I'm going to give you some examples of what that looks like. Introducing Content Day. Content Day is something every business owner should have, where you're making your message clear and you're repurposing copy so that you can get more visible in more places. So, as an example, in most cases, I usually have 2 content days a week. A writing day, which again could be an hour or 2. It doesn't have to be the entire day. And then an implementation day, which is where we add in the tech and the scheduling and the graphics. But I have found if you do them both in the same day, it can be super overwhelming, and then that's where people stop. So in this very simple example, you can see how theme days can save you so much time and focus, because now we have CEO day. We're stepping into the CEO role of our business. And now we have content days where we're actually thinking about and strategically working towards the goal that we set in CEO day. So ideas for content days can include repurposing. How can your content be shared in more than one place? Visibility. Are you pitching yourself? Do you want to be in the press? Do you want to be in live events? Do you want to be a guest speaker? How are you becoming more visible? Community. Remember that 80-20 rule. How can you engage with your community more? Be an active member of a group that you're a part of. And accountability. Remember that you can repeat this schedule every single week. So consistency here is going to trump talent, because most people will not follow this for more than 1 week. And if you can do that, you are already going to be ahead of the game. So I want you to write down on your calendar, when is your CEO day? when is your content day? And my guess is you should probably have 2 content days, one where you're creating, one where you're scheduling and sort of working in that technology creative piece, right? And remember, we have over 3,000 case studies of this. So I'm telling you, it works. It is as simple as scheduling your theme days. So in episode 436 and 438, we go through our entire content strategy and what I do on these days. But your homework is to create your content day for this week, right? For this upcoming week or 2, and stick to it. So I also wanted to give you another view and sort of an impact case study of this theme day method. So a lot of times you hear, well, before I did this and then I did this, and, it worked then, but it doesn't work now. And I did this before, but then the algorithm changed. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I have not missed a CEO week in 4 years. Like I'm telling you, this works, which means every single day I have a theme day for what I'm working on in my business. Some days I work an hour. Some days I work less, some days I work more, but the base is always the same because the themes are built on the strategic part of my business, right? The themes are based on what is going to help you grow and scale on your terms. So I will share that my monthly income, what I bring home monthly is currently 2 times my corporate salary. And that is replacing that from a 22-year corporate career. And I always hesitate sharing numbers because I honestly don't think the numbers matter. And I've been sharing a lot lately that, people say they make $1 bajillion, but like what really matters is you have time with your kids. Can you go to yoga? Are you taking care of your health, right? But I'm sharing the number because it can be both. You can be profitable and you can have a dream schedule because you are focused and you are consistent. And if somebody told me that themes would change my life, I'm not sure I would believe them. So I'm giving you the data so that you believe me, right? I am following the same themes today, just on a larger scale. So the method actually grows with you. So while the focus today was on content and content planning, I want you to think about themes that make sense for your week, which is actually what we're going to be covering next week. But I want you to think about how simple this can be to actually creating your dream schedule. It's 1 hour a day. It's 8 hours a week. You can do this. Schedule your CEO day, schedule your content day. And after this episode, join us next week to brainstorm themes that are fun to implement that are going to help you scale. And again, I want you to imagine waking up with a clear plan, knowing exactly what to work on to move the needle in your business, all while prioritizing your family and personal time. And honestly, that's the power of CEO Week. So we're taking it step by step, but I want you to think of the overarching effect of what would happen if you actually followed this, right? And I know implementing a new framework can be daunting, which is why we created the Crush the Rush Club. It is a super supportive community where we don't just talk about CEO Week, but all of our CEO Week training is in there and we actually do it together. So I hold you accountable to share your struggles, your wins, and you get access to me and my team to answer your questions every single step of the way. And it's a super special month because right now we are offering 50% off our Crush the Rush Club, which means this is your chance to hold yourself accountable to design the dream schedule and the business that fits your life and not the other way around. So head on over to hollymariehaines.com/club. We have a really fun challenge going on in the club this month. Guess what it is, all about CEO Week, and you can save 50% by using the code CEO bonus. It's the perfect season to prioritize both your CEO goals and your family. So I will see you inside. Your homework is to continue with your CEO day, create your content days, and start to brainstorm what some of those other themes can be, which is what we're going to cover next week in part 3 of our CEO Week live series.